Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast. Guys, before we get started, you know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to ring that bell and join the Noti Squad. And while you're at it, hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Twitter, IG, Facebook, at Big C Got Game. All right, so we're going to give this a try, man. I haven't busted out the camera and the mic in a while. And you got to forgive my voice. I had surgery on Thursday for a hernia. It had like some tubes down my throat and stuff. So if my voice sounds a little weird, I apologize. But, you know, and also forgive the box over my shoulder. We're in the process of moving. There's just so much going on in this house right now, y'all. But trying to get these videos up for y'all in a more consistent fashion. And I got 2 weeks of just laying around the house recovering. So figure might as well give it a try and see what I can come up with. But our Tigers moved to 10-0 on the season after just demolishing Southern. 84-21 was your final. Yo, we put up numbers in the first half, like just ridiculous. We put up 56 points in the first half and then 28 in the second half. Chris King does what Chris King does, man, finishing 17 of 22 for 299 and 5 touchdowns. And we even got Matt Jones in the game, man, 4 or 5 for 90 yards. You know, Chris was just picking apart this defense and just throwing dots left and right. On the ground, I'm a little disappointed. I could have gave Joel a few more touches. He finished with 17 carries for 132 yards and 2 scores. Kevin Easley had 11 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then backup third-string running back Charlie Jackson got 4 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. And Jordan Paxson even rushed and ran in a touchdown. But back to JT, I should have gave him more touches. He probably should have been somewhere in like the 20 to 25 range this game. But, you know, at the end of the first half, we were already up huge, and I didn't want to risk him getting hurt and then just relying on Easley for the rest of the season. Out wide, Jordan Paxson led the way. Most of his catches came in garbage time. He finished with 5 grabs for 125 yards and a touchdown. Robbie B, Big Rob Bradford, 5 grabs for 74 yards and 2 scores. Walker and Edwards both caught deep balls this week. This receiving core is balling, man. I'm happy. I'm actually kind of shocked at how they're playing. You know, going into the season, that was one of my concerns was who's going to be our go-to wide receivers, and everybody on this list has stepped up. On defense, Brent Stovall led the way with 6 tackles. He also had a pick. Torian Ray had 2 sacks on the day. KJ Kenneth Johnson had a sack. Goff and Sellers both had 2 sacks apiece. Ron Bennett had an interception. Charles Butler had a sack. Just an all-around great game for our defense, holding the Jaguars to 21 points. On special teams, Eric Rogers is a beast. He had 4 kickoff returns for 131 yards, and his longest was 42. But then on punt returns is where he shined. 7 returns on punts for 205 yards and a touchdown, the 63-yarder that he took back to the house. This kid is electric. He is special, and he's only a freshman. So he's only going to get better from here. So we dig deeper into the stats, and like I said, it was just a dominating performance by the Tigers. 31st downs, we held Southern to negative 16 yards rushing. We did give up 264 yards through the air, but we held them to 3 of 11 on 3rd down. They were 2 for 2 inside the red zone, but we did force 2 turnovers. In all, our total yards, we went over 1,000 total yards this week, which is insane. Sorry for the voice crack. Again, my voice is just coming back. And here's a look at your BCS top 10. Grambling State still sitting at number 1. Oklahoma comes in at 2. Navy is 3. Oregon is in at 4. Baylor's 5. The Buckeyes in at 6. USC is 7. Texas A&M is in at 8. Cincinnati in at 9. And the only movement is Nebraska. They jump up 1 spot to 10. Now it's time to take a look at the race for the Heisman. And surprise, surprise, Joel Thomas is leading the pack. The redshirt junior is putting up some crazy numbers this year. He's got 1,774 yards already this year with 23 touchdowns. The only thing he has not had is that signature run that he's had the previous 2 seasons. He is actually on pace, maybe. He's got 4 games left to break his freshman record of 2,189 yards. But behind him, you have the quarterback from Oklahoma, Franklin Terry. Then Kellen Johnson, the quarterback for USC. J.J. Sands, the running back from University of Lafayette. And then quarterback Joe Buckley from Ohio State. Taking a look at the conference standings, and Grambling State is running away with the SEC West. Mississippi State is the closest team in at 7-3. Look at Bama, yo. 6-4 on the season, 4-3 in the conference. If the SEC championship was today, we would be playing Georgia, and they're 7-3 on the season, 5-3 in the conference. So to say that this is a down year for the SEC is no joke. Auburn is ranked, Ole Miss is ranked, and Grambling State is ranked. So 3 teams are ranked in the SEC this year. That's crazy. So let's take a look at the awards list, and Grambling State is sprinkled everywhere on this list. The Maxwell right now, the front runner will be Joe Thomas. The Walter Camp, Joe Thomas is leading the way. The Bednarik, look at all these Grambling players, guys. Jason West, Rayshawn Baker, Brent Stovall, Marvin Goff, Christopher Warder, Kenneth Johnson, Torian Ray, and Mike Collins are all in the top 10. There's only 2 players in between all the Grambling players. For the Nagurski, you got Jason West leading the way with 82 tackles on the year. Marvin Goff is second. Torian Ray is third. Then coming up in the rear, you got Baker and Caleb Causey. For the O'Brien, which I am shocked about, maybe because he's got more rushing yards, Franklin Terry is leading the way, but Chris King is right behind him. The Doak Walker, Joel Thomas is there, leading the way with all the running backs. The Bolitnikov, Sean Edwards is putting up crazy numbers, man. 54 catches, 1,114 yards, 14 touchdowns on the season. The Mackey, Rob Bradford is leading the way. I wanted him to get this award this year. He's got 58 catches for 786 yards and 9 touchdowns. He could break 1,000-yard receiving this year. We do have somebody on the Outland watch list. Richard Golden, our center. He's a senior this year, but he's in 4th place right now. And then on the Remington list, Golden is there, and he's finished in 3rd right now. For the Lombardi, Marvin Goff is leading the way with 8 sacks, but Torian Ray is right behind him with 10 sacks. These two have been a dominant force on our front 4. Then you have Caleb Causey and Richard Maynard bringing up the rear at 6 and 7. Best linebacker, again, goes to Jason West. 82 tackles on the season with 6 sacks and a forced fumble. The Thorpe Award, look at all these Grambling Tigers on there, guys. Rayshawn Baker, Brent Stovall, Chris Forwarda, Kenneth Johnson, and Mike Collins. I'm hyped because this has been probably one of the best secondaries that we've had in this series, and it's good to see that they're finally getting the representation that they deserve. And for best returner, we have 2 guys. Eric Rogers came in and has stolen the show for our team on special teams. He's got 5 total returns for touchdowns, not to mention a kick 6. But then you have Jordan Paxton, too, who's putting up crazy numbers when he was returning earlier in the season. So I think Rogers will probably win the award because he is going to be our returner from here on out. And we could allow Paxton to focus more on just being a slot receiver. So to the recruiting trail we go, and we welcome the newest member to the recruiting class. It is center John Pennington from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's 6'3", 273 pounds. He was just here on a visit, and he loved his time here at Grambling State. He comes in, he's a solid run blocker, great impact block. His pass block needs some work, but he's going to add great depth to an already growing and stellar offensive line. So the big question is, how did Pierre Jackson like his visit to Grambling State? And he enjoyed his time here. We put up a few numbers, man. We got a plus 700. But next week, he has his big visit to the Longhorns. And we have a slight lead for the running back. I really want this guy because I think he's going to be something special. Look at those traits, guys. 95 speed, 91 agility, 91 acceleration. He's got a great stiff arm. He's elusive. He can break tackles. He is going to be a beast as a freshman. So you guys know I love to run the 2-back set, and Eldon O'Connor will be the tag team partner for Pierre Jackson. Could you imagine these two in the backfield together in a split with either Chris King or our backup or Harrison? Like, it's going to be crazy, the offense for the next couple years. Eldon O'Connor is coming in as a beast. Look at the speed, the elusiveness, the juke move. The only thing I'm worried about is the carrying. He cannot catch out of the backfield, but that takes time. We can work on that with him, but this kid's going to be a stud. So make sure you guys stay up to date with everything Grambling State by following your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Gat Game. And make sure you guys go check out that IGTV. We'll be uploading a more in-depth look at the recruiting class and the players that could be coming in and getting some early playing time. So we're in week 12, and our Grambling State Tigers are traveling to Columbia to take on Missouri. The Tigers, Missouri Tigers, are 1-8 on the year with their only win coming over Vanderbilt. They are riding a 5-game losing streak, losing to Georgia, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Kentucky, and getting blown out by Tennessee. Missouri is led by Calvin McCray. He's a 6'1", 245-pound sophomore quarterback. He's thrown for 1,453 yards, 10 touchdowns, but with 10 interceptions. This is his first year really starting, and he is a pocket passer with a little speed. He's got a great throw power, great accuracy for a sophomore. But we got to be careful, though, because even with these guys with like a 72 speed, something like that, a little agility, they like to scramble out a little bit. So we got to make sure we keep them contained in the pocket and we bring that pressure on them so we can force these interceptions. On the ground, Tyron Everson leads the team in rushing with 675 yards and 7 touchdowns. And his fullback, Joe Jackson, Michael's daddy, 391 yards and 2 touchdowns. McCray, again, like I said, he might not be that fast, but he is a scrambler quarterback. He's got 325 yards on the ground. Now, out wide, Justin Brown leads the team in catches and yards with 40 grabs for 555 and 3 touchdowns. Then you have Richard Copeland. He's got 20 grabs for 256 yards and 2 scores. And Ray Carpenter, 19 grabs for 2 touchdowns. And then you got to keep an eye on the big tight end, Brian Howard, 6'4", 338. He's got 16 grabs for 305 and 3 touchdowns. Now, I think the key for this week, we got to keep McCray bottled in, stop the run, and force him to pass. I really do trust our secondary this week against this receiving core, but Rayshawn might have his hands full with Justin Brown. Guy's got 96 speed, 99 acceleration. He's got great route running, and he can catch the ball. We're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Brown this week. The offensive line, they're decent. The right tackle's out this week. On defense, Lawrence Gonzalez leads the way with 56 tackles on the year. Sack-wise, you got Nick Dahl leading the team with 2.5 sacks, followed by A.J. Ward with 2.5 sacks. Then you have Hall, Miller, Scott, Powell, and Bell each with 2 sacks on the season. And interceptions, you have cornerback Chris Johnson with 2. Safety Jeremy Lucas with 1, and cornerback Sam Leonard with 1. So let's dig into their roster a little bit. They're decent at left tackle with Nathan Mitchell. Left guard, they need some help. Center is out. Their starting center is out this week, so their backup is in, so we should be able to bring pressure up the middle. They have a stud right guard, and their right tackle is out, so that means their backup left tackle is playing, and he's decent. He's an 82 overall. On the D-line, A.J. Ward is a stud. So is Quentin Powell. Those two guys have, I think, lead the team in sacks. You got Scott and Wallace up the middle. Outside linebacker. He's kind of small, 6', 197. He looks more like a coverage linebacker than a normal linebacker. Then you have Daryl Ostrander, who is a beast. He's the captain of this team. Lawrence Gonzalez leads the team in tackles. Cornerback, this is where I was interested in. We might be able to take advantage of him in the passing game. Sam Leonard looks like he's a shutdown corner. Yeah, he's got great man coverage and great zone and press, but everybody else looks okay. Ray Ford, yeah, he's okay. Chris Johnson, he's more of a zone cover. And then Hal Miller, he's got more man coverage. So we might be able to take advantage of him through the passing game. Chris King has been known to pick apart these secondaries that are like this. So we should be able to put up some numbers. Yeah, especially because their free safety isn't that good. Look for us to take the top off, y'all. Jeremy Lucas is kind of slow. We might be able to put up some big numbers through the air this week. And it looks like Herbie is rolling with the Tigers, the Grambling State Tigers, that is, man. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget, hit those links down in my description. If Follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Gat Game, and ring that bell and join the Noti Squad. And we'll talk from Columbia as the Tigers take on the Tigers. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.